Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the American battleship Iowa, and again we are going to be going over the most recent change to the vertical dispersion for matchmaking tier 8 and above battleships. In the case of Iowa, we now have a vertical dispersion that is decreased by about 11%, and that just makes her so much better. She's one of the strongest battleships at this tier if you really know how to play her, which means angling your armor and getting as much use out of your main guns as possible, making sure to punish any broadside that an enemy ship is, well, dumb enough to provide to you. So, without further ado, let's toss her into a game and show you what she can do. Alright, let's see what kind of game we have today. As it loads, here we go. A bunch of battleships, 3 cruisers, and 3 destroyers. No carrier. That's fine. I do have my Iowa personally set up to be a full anti-aircraft battleship, so she has the increased AA damage and the increased AA range for the captain skill as well. I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. But we're going to have a lot of fun just slapping a lot of these battleships around. Alright, so I'm going to start by heading off to the left here, per usual. A lot of the battleships are also going to head left, and some are going to give us broadside from that area, and some are going to be nosing from that area, but we should be okay nonetheless. Alright, so let's start racing this way. Now there was an update just the other day. There's actually quite an interesting amount of stuff to go over. So the Yamato refit, for me that would be a Kaishi, now has a seaplane reloading consumable. I'm not really sure what's up with that because all she can equip is a fighter. I don't really know why she needs to have an elite servicing consumable for a fighter. But you know, it's there. There's nothing else you can use, so why not? And I do already run her as a full anti-aircraft Yamato, so I guess that works out. A Yodo now has the ability to increase the health on her torpedo bombers by about 15% with a new module in the third module slot. That one is actually quite useful, and I will be running her with that from now on. We missed that shot. Interesting. Alright, looks like we might have to get a little bit closer here. For Legion, we now officially have a radar-equipped destroyer in the game. It actually surprised me how long it took them to implement one, but I wouldn't have guessed that they would have already used a ship that was already in the game. There we go, 16,000 damage right off the bat. That was pretty good. As you can see here, the accuracy is doing pretty good. We'll touch that up or get back to that in a moment, but let me finish up the update review. So Legion now has a 9 km radar. That is actually the good radar. It's accurate down to 2 meters. It doesn't last very long, I think. But I mean, a radar on a destroyer is still a radar on a destroyer. Secondaries are opening up on Fletcher. That's nice. So we'll have to do a few videos in the future on, well, some of the British destroyers that had the torpedo range increase. There's a couple of them. The alternate line of German heavy cruisers had some health increases and torpedo range increases as well. And there's just a few other things here and there that we can go over. Alright, for now, however, let's focus on this game. So, as I mentioned before, the vertical dispersion for Iowa has now decreased by 11%. So that means any shot, well, specifically at a waterline, as you can see here, will give you quite a good number of hits. Now, Iowa was already pretty strong before. Let me just focus down this Jutland with secondaries. But now she's really, really strong. I'm not really getting the big damage numbers that I'm expecting right now. But, I mean, it's still a lot of damage. And so Freddy's going to start setting us on fire. That's fine. Actually, we can probably start focusing her down. because we're going to want to eliminate her as quickly as possible, and then everything else can be citadeled relatively easily. So there's another 29k. And then the secondaries can do whatever they want right now. There's no real good target for them to shoot at. And there's no carrier, so I don't care if Freddy destroys my anti-aircraft guns. So I could take this time and... Well, I was going to try and delete the Missouri, but she's going to angle out here in a moment. So I'll just take another 24k off of Freddy. And we're going to pop in here. We do have 4 heals, so that's nice. We have a little bit more leeway when it comes to pushing in. That Missouri is very much broadside, so let's see if we can take her out real quick. There we go. And then Freddy should be almost down as well. I know that line is giving me a nice shot, but if we can take out this Freddy, then that's less fire damage on me for right now. So we're going to take her out, and then we're going to focus on the rest of the ships. And might as well, no, the fire went out. Okay, cool. We even are setting our own fires. Ooh, Missouri is giving us a good shot. Line right now is behind a wreck, so a lot of my shells will just be ricocheted. Okay, so let's send some shells towards Missouri here. Didn't sink her, but still almost 18,000 damage. That's pretty nice. And then Lion is angling towards us, but we should be able to finish Missouri right here. And then we'll, by the time we reload, we'll have the broadside of Lion. There we go. And we're just going to finish her up right here. Goodbye. Alright, and that's how Iowa is. It's always been a really, really good and strong ship if you know how to angle your armor right. If you get broadside, obviously you're going to get completely demolished, but as long as you know how to angle, you'll do fine. And we finished the game with 315,000 damage. 4 ships were sunk, 100 shell hits exactly, 2 aircraft shot down, 8 citadels, 2 fires, 112 secondary hits. Let's see what kind of damages we have. 283,000 damage was from armor-piercing shells. Fires did 17,000, which is surprising considering I only set 2 fires. And secondary battery actually did 14,000 damage, primarily against the destroyers, I would assume. With that, I will finish today's game and video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And at the end of this video, I will actually add one of my failed videos, I guess you could say, for this specific ship. I kind of ran out of time and the update hit, and so I was interrupted halfway through the game, and I don't actually have any of the results, but it was one hell of a game. So even if I wasn't able to complete it, I'm still going to add that at the end. You don't have to listen to the audio. Like I said, it was just me doing my first take on the video, but I'm going to go with this one. So if you like to watch that, go ahead. But as of right now, this is the end of the video. Take care. Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the American battleship USS Iowa and her new change to her vertical dispersion. So this was a change that affected the majority of American battleships from Tier 8 and above, and in Iowa's case, her vertical dispersion has been decreased by about 11%, which is actually quite significant, and it definitely does make a change. Now, I really, really like this ship, especially with the new camo that gives us the improved bridge function. But yeah, the ship is just so much better. I do have her set for increased anti-aircraft damage, and she is currently one of my strongest anti-aircraft ships at this tier, as you can see. So maybe we'll run into a carrier, maybe we won't, but we're going to show you the new guns as well. And let's toss her in the game and see what we can do. Alright, let's see what kind of game we have today. Ah, yes, we got a carrier, quite a few battleships, couple cruisers, and a few destroyers. I like this game. A lot of damage to be done, a lot of aircraft to be shot down. Let's go. And one of my favorite maps. Awesome, perfect. So we're going to go to the left side, per usual, and get some good broadside shots on a ton of battleships, where we'll be able to use our improved accuracy to its max. See what kind of battleships we have. Vladivostok, Citadel, her pretty easily. Freddy, we can chunk her. Lion, New Jersey, Lion. Alright, so the majority of the battleships we can just Citadel outright if we get a good broadside. Worcester, Fargo, pretty much one-shotters. Same with Audacious. And then the destroyers, I'm not too worried about them. Akazuki torpedoes are scary, but we're fine. Alright, so we're going to head off to this side. Now that I think about it, I remember in one of the most recent updates, some of the British destroyers got an increase to their torpedo range. We'll potentially have to do some videos on those to show how they play with the new torpedoes. Though they're kind of gunboat destroyers anyways, but at least having usable torpedoes would be nice. I think the ones that had changes were all like 6 km or 7 km torpedoes, and they all increased by like 2 kilometers, so a lot of change. Alright, let's see if any of those make it past the island. Oh my god, the rear turret did. I always like to do this just in case I get the occasional shell hit, though it doesn't look like I'll do that this time. Nope, we're fine. Alright, so let's see what ships we have. We have Line, Worcester, we got Line, and Tashkent. Nothing too worrisome. Alright, so Line is going to give us broadside. I would hate to disappoint, so let's send some shells downrange. Horizontal dispersion has not been touched, but you can see the vertical dispersion is amazing. And right off the bat, half a line is gone with almost 35,000 damage. So yeah, that's just the kind of way that Iowa plays now. I mean, she kind of could have done this already, but she can just do it better now, which makes it all the better. Horizontal leaves something to be desired, but there is another 18,000. This Tashkent is kind of close to me, however. And so I am going to kindly return the favor and just take her out real quick. Alright, what else we got here? Got Worcester and another Lion. I'd like to focus secondaries on that Jutland, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to since she's running away from me. Worcester doesn't scare me that much, but we could just get rid of her real quick as well. Goodbye. Now we have Lion, which is going to give me a nice angle towards her citadel if she keeps going that way. We got plenty of battleship broadsides on our side. Ooh, Jutland is in secondary range. Nice. Yes, thank you, Lion. Let's go. 69,000 damage right off the bat, and she's gone. And we've barely taken a scratch. That Jutland is still up and about, but we got an island between me and her, so we should be okay. New Jersey broadside. New Jersey gone. You can see why I like this ship. Iowa is not a weak ship by any means. Got Vladdy over here. I think I should still be able to get across the island here. And boom, 6 citadels gone. I love this ship. The secondaries are still getting some hits on Jutland. Oh, there she is. She's 5 km out. That's a little bit closer than I would like. But she should be gone here pretty soon. A Lion is actually angling towards me. Yep, there goes the Jutland. Lion is angling, so we're going to wait. And now we're going to fire because that's a better shot. We didn't sink her though, surprisingly enough. But that's fine. We still got more targets. There's the Audacious as well. Let's pop a heal while we're at it. And I don't think those torpedoes are going to sink her. Oh. But the battleship definitely did. Alright. Let's see, who are these aircraft going for? Well, they're going for the Rooster. Good luck with that. We're never going to Citadel this Freddy. But we could just go straight for the Audacious. We might take some pretty hefty damage from this Freddy, but that's okay for right now. If we can get rid of this carrier right off the bat, that'll be fine with me. Well, half of it's gone. And then Freddy's going to disappear around this island in a moment. So we're going to have to head back down to the east and intercept her. But we should be able to kill this Audacious right here. No, interesting. 6 overbends. That's fine. Right, let's pop a plane in the air just in case she decides to do something about me. Though she's not going to live much longer. There's still the Akazuki over there. That's kind of scary. Not enough lead on that one, but a little bit more damage.